Plan Commission meeting to order. Anything you have to say after this is on the record? Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Move to approve. Second.
Got a motion second to approve. Any discussion? Now's your chance. No. No? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on concept development plans for Thrivent Financial Building at 2220 Jack Road Drive. Thrivent Financial. Tiffany.
All right,
Here we go.
here we go. So Thrivent Financial submitted to us a preliminary master plan, just what you guys all have in front of you. It's for a proposed building on a light industrial zoned property located south of Xcel Energy and to the west of Old State Highway 35. The parcel size is about 1.526 acres. The particular address is 2220 Jack Real Drive. And the parcel, I guess the building, actually not the parcel, the building will be 6,100 square feet on the main level and then 6,130 square feet on the upper level for room for 3 tenant spaces. The main floor would be for their main operation with some conference rooms available as well. Then they also in the plan had some available expansion room that they platted out, as well as not just for the building, but also for the parking lot as well. So our idea or staff recommendation is that you approve under the condition that the site improvements adhere to approved development and construction processes and that all staff comments be satisfactorily addressed. Oh, and if you have any questions or comments, the developers are here.
Strictly all office.
Yeah. Yep.
I move to approve with the conditions stipulated in the paper that they adhere, as you said. Site improvements adhere and that the staff comments be satisfactorily addressed.
I'll second. Motion is second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on the introduction of Common Council Resolution 13-18, partially discontinue a portion of public right-of-way generally located east side of First Street from the intersection of Buckeye Street northerly to the intersection of Wisconsin Street.
Great, so this one has to do with River City Center development. Like Rich said, the location of it is right behind River City Center, located along First Street, along this really weird right-of-way space that they have in the back. Currently, it's blacktop space being partially used for some parking, but they'd like to utilize it more so for even more parking for their property. Yeah, that's why this is a request for partial discontinuance.
We basically have already approved their plans for the expansion and all that, and I think that incorporated this vacation along with it, if my recollection is correct.
Right, yeah.
And so with that being said, I'm amazed it's here, but I move for approval with
Oh yeah, our staff recommendation is that
but with the easements for maintenance, I mean, all the
Yeah.
stuff, all that, of course, has to be in place, but I feel it's a moot point at this point is what I'm trying to say.
A motion is second. Any discussion?
So this is, I'm just trying to picture is this where there's curb and gutter and all of that?
And
Yeah.
that parking next to the boat ramp, and then that retaining wall along there, the back side, the whole back side of it.
This is yellow pillars.
Railroad track loading.
Right, okay.
We're just doing some housekeeping, that's why I was sent back here. I don't know if you had a question about that.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't matter, it's just, it was here.
Yeah, we had some contingencies we had to.
Yeah. No, that's
I mean,
fine.
were there any issues, because I see that the council had set a public hearing, then forwarded it back to the Plan Commission. Was there anything further that they wanted us to look at?
No,
or-
they're just waiting, I think, on some DNR report or something, or is that right?
Okay, but do we have any concerns that the DNR will come up with something different?
No, they haven't ruled one way or another. It's actually below the flood line right now, isn't it? Correct, Mike?
It's just the legal statutory process you have to
Very
follow
good.
to discontinue right of way.
Okay.
So it has to be introduced
State
to
your
the
name and,
council to set a public hearing date.
name and address for the record.
Yes, please.
Oh, Mike Johnson. Community Development Director. So we have to introduce the ordinance or the resolution and then ultimately go through the process, a class 3 notice and
I understand.
But this was also where the plan was to put additional parking, correct?
correct. Yep, there's additional parking kind of, if you look by where the dumpsters are proposed.
Right.
And change the frontage, everything, new entrances, windows,
It's still
a
the
bunch of
plan.
stuff.
It's still the plan.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not changed.
Right.
Very good.
Okay?
You got a motion and a second? or
Yeah.
just a motion?
Yep,
Everybody good?
yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. I've got nothing. Pat?
I'd like to express my displeasure with the Common Council over the approval of the project on Cooley Road. It came out of this body unanimously against it. The council decided to override that and approve it as opposed to sending it back to the planning commission to reconsider it. I think they acted inappropriately.
And is there a vehicle that you'd like to use to express that displeasure, or just your,
Just noting it, I
Just
don't
here.
know that there's anything we could do about it,
yeah?
other until it comes before us again, but I think it was a mistake. I think if they had a second opinion on it, they should have sent it back to here, especially after it came through here without any contention or any problem. It was unanimous out of here. I think procedurally, it should have been sent back here as opposed to them
Okay.
approving it.
And just for the record, on top of that, Pat, I did oppose the approval and tried to send it back, but
Yeah.
it failed.
Well, and I gotta say, I can't remember exactly what was said that night, but I personally, I mean, obviously I support the position of the Plan Commission, but I saw no reason to send it back, because sending it back would have, in my opinion, would have been scolding the Plan Commission and telling them, send it back with the right recommendation. And I didn't view that as being appropriate either.
Well, I think we did give the right recommendation.
Right, but, I mean, if they send it back,
We could send the same one, but at least
could
we
send
have...
it back again, but they were obviously going to be, you know, I don't think they were gonna move. So, when the council sends it back to us, it's not like they send it back and say, you guys need to reconsider this. And they're saying to us, you made the wrong decision, and so send it back with the right recommendation. And so, for that reason,
I just think...
Pardon me?
I think it should have just come back, period.
yeah, okay.
But procedurally, that would be the way to do it.
Well, and clearly, I mean, we missed the opportunity with the
There was a request, but it was too late to reconsider by the majority of the voting.
yeah.
It had to be the following council meeting. It was too late by then.
And of course, it had to be a member that voted in
In
favor of
majority,
it in the first place. And by the time that, or any member had changed their opinion on it, we'd already been through the next meeting.
Pat knows the history of that area probably the best of anybody
Not
here.
with you guys, but yeah.
Well, it was unfortunate that, as the council had expressed, that there's no rationale associated with the rendering of our decision that was brought to the council. And that was probably our error. That when
So we don't get to have any further say on it?
Not on zoning, but on the project itself.
Right.
It has to come to us in pieces now, doesn't it?
Which is why on at the last meeting, when we did not support one of the recommendations, Randy did a very nice job explaining the rationale for our 2 hours of discussion about why we did not support that. So I think a lesson learned, as the mayor said, about if we're not going to recommend something or support something, that Randy can bring forth the rationale behind our thinking, so it's not just that we don't support it, but these are the reasons why. So unfortunately, that was a hard project to learn our lesson on. But I think we still have opportunities when the plan comes forward to weigh in on that, but
I think we're just wasting a lot of their time and money.
The developer?
Yes,
Yep.
on something that isn't gonna fly.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where the votes are on the council.
It's gotta, well, not only that, but I don't think it's buildable.
Yeah, they rejected the whole site, as you know it, as you would have explained it. They rejected any of that.
Yeah, it's the old ravine. It's right over the ravine site. It's full of trash.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
It's right where the water
they
flows.
said that they did core samples there and didn't find, there was no detection of any dump there. I'm not saying that there wasn't, believe me, because I'm not gonna contradict what you guys know about that, but that's what they said. Didn't they?
They did say they did do more
yeah.
soil, but where they did it,
Who knows where they punched the holes, right?
Didn't they say they did 15?
something like, no, it wasn't that many?
They did quite a few, yeah.
I mean, it should have been obvious. If it came out of here unanimous,
No,
you had a reason.
it was 5-1.
One abstained, I think, didn't, or you were against?
I believe I did abstain.
I think so too.
You recluse yourself? Okay.
I mean, that's your right.
So it, it got screwed up, and I will take the blame for a good chunk of that because I saw no reason to send it back here because all the council was looking for. They weren't looking for a reaffirmation of the work that we'd done. They wanted us to change our mind. They wanted to send it
Well,
back and
tough for
say,
them.
change your mind. And I thought, that's inappropriate.
Yeah. Well, now we know.
Yes. And, again, I thought that if anything would have happened, we would have had an opportunity to change that at the next council meeting, but that opportunity was lost. So my apologies.
No, we didn't know, you didn't
We all
know.
learned
Yeah.
on that one,
Yeah,
and
my-
which is, because we learned on that one, I think we were much more prepared for this last
Well, we
one.
can't say we just don't like it, we have to have a reason. There has to be a substantial.
We have reason.
Well, we had
We
reasons,
We had
but we
reasons,
didn't
but I mean, I think it was
communicate, right.
perceived that we don't like it, and
Right.
that's how it was understood, which
Right.
was not correct in the beginning.
So what is the reason?
Well,
In support.
What we discussed were,
No, yeah.
Inappropriateness of product to the locale was discussed.
I think we mentioned that we discussed traffic issues.
Yeah.
There were
Buildability of the site.
traffic security
the
issues from
fact that
surrounding
we
neighbors.
thought there was a dump there. I thought,
But I mean,
Personally-
that's what they've paid money to study.
right, I thought,
I mean, it's hard for us to argue.
I thought one of the more compelling reasons came up from, I think, Pat and Fred, and maybe even you, Randy, and it kind of initiated the whole discussion about what do we want the city to look like. You guys were talking about the nice green avenue going up there, and all of a sudden everything up there is changing now, and it was that initiated a discussion that I don't know if you had a chance to watch the last Plan Commission meeting, but as Randy said, a number of people looked at that and said that's one of the most thoughtful meetings that they've ever seen this group had, certainly the most thoughtful that I've sat in on. About, again, a furtherance, a continuation of the discussion about what is Hudson, what do we want Hudson to be, what do we want Hudson to look like. And actually, that discussion was kicked off, I think, that night with that apartment.
Yeah. I
So-
just think the council members were wrong. And I will tell Mr. Weber that tomorrow when I see him.
Well, I didn't have a vote. I'd have voted to uphold the position that I believed in, by the way, of the Plan Commission. So,
I move to adjourn.
Second.
motion is second to adjourn. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Stand adjourned. Thanks, everybody.